Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So today we're going to be talking about the effect of the Arizona 8th Congressional District special election that occurred yesterday, Tuesday, April 24th, 2018. So it's a day after the election and the Republican was declared the winner actually on my live stream if any of you were there. So the Republican won pretty handedly considering how much money was put into this race. It still wasn't the best margin for the GOP. They definitely could have gone better. But again, you shouldn't forget the fact that they did win this, and a moral victory is not a true victory unless it's actually something that's accomplishing something. And right now we're just seeing the margins narrow down, which definitely do point to an indication for help. This is helpful for the Democrats. There's no other way to put it, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. So Arizona's 8th district is a little bit special. Most of these ballots came in through the mail because a number of these voters don't actively come out and vote. And the reasoning behind that is it's a combination of the fact that a number of these people are senior citizens and they don't really have the time or the effort to come out and vote in a polling booth when they can really just mail it in, and it's a lot easier for them, a lot more convenient. And it was like all at once. 80% of the precincts came in, 150-some thousand votes came in all at once, and it was pretty much just almost the same exact with 47.1 for the Democrat and 52.9 for the Republican. But so what we see here is pretty much just the Democrats narrowing the margin in a state like Arizona. This district went for Donald Trump by 21% in 2016, and the Republican ran unopposed. Not unopposed. There was a Green Party candidate, but there was no Democrat on the ballot. Now the Democrats have really narrowed it down, but the Republicans are still pulling it off. This is not like a Pennsylvania 18th district. The Republicans had 41% registered voters amongst active voters, and the Democrats had 24% amongst active voters. But you can definitely see how the Democrat did make up the margin with the independent voters. If they just want a plain 24%, it would be laughed at. This would be a simple, plain election. This election shouldn't have been close. It wasn't really close. Everyone expected the Republican to win, and the Republican did win. But let's take a look at this right here. This is the map of the shift from the 2016 presidential election. Every single blue arrow is a shift towards the Democratic direction, and this is off the Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton margin, not based off the congressional election because of the fact that there was no Democrat on the ballot. So this is the shift from the 2016 election. There are only two parts of certain counties that have gone more Republican than Democrat. Every other precinct went more Democrat than Republican. And some notable things right here: 31.7% Democratic shift, giving the Democrat winning in this area. 26.1, 25.4, 25.9, 23.2, 25.4, 18.7, 16.7. I mean, it's crazy, the numbers here. And the shift towards the Republicans are like 6.7 or even smaller, 3 points. And that's only two. Out of the rest of them, they all shift towards the Democrats. So this is something that we're starting to see on a national level when it comes to special elections, when it comes to Supreme Court elections like the one in Wisconsin, when it comes to the governor elections like in Virginia. A lot of these races either should not have been close or should have been close but weren't. So like in this race never should have been close. It shouldn't have been whatsoever, but it was. And it's probably because the Democrats obviously do have a better ground game at getting people out to vote because they want to show up against the president, but it shouldn't be ignored. This election should not be ignored. This is a warning sign for Republicans. They see things happening in what used to be a Republican stronghold, the state of Arizona, which became a toss-up in 2016, and now the congressional districts are sort of trending more Democratic. Imagine those toss-up districts where the Republicans are in representative seats and like Martha McSally running for the United States Senate, leaving Arizona's 2nd district up. These races become very close. And when it comes very close and there's no incumbent, or the incumbent won by around 1% last time, and we see a swing of around, like, if you just take it based off the Democratic vote, 47.4, obviously that's not what's going to happen, but we see like a general swing of around 20 to 30%. We could see easy a number of districts flip, but obviously it won't be the 20 to 30% swing. But if we see a 9% lead, as we've been seeing consistently with congressional poll ballots, or even a 5 to 6 point lead, these districts that were now won by Republicans by 1 to 2%, which are around 24 districts that are labeled competitive as of right now, Democrat and Republican incumbents, these races could either go more Democratic or flip to the Democratic Party. And the Democrats really only need 24 to win back the House majority. So it's literally the perfect number. And then if you take in a number of other leaning districts, the numbers of congressional districts that are competitive go to around 50, and we have around 50 House retirements. Incumbents not running in swing districts lead to a Democratic victory. That's pretty much how it's going to be in 2018. We really don't see an incumbent retiring that's on the Republican side, leading into a Republican winning the seat, because it's probably not going to happen. If these incumbents are retiring, they're worrying about the 2018 midterms. Unless it's for another reason, most of these incumbents are retiring because they don't think they can win over in this blue wave. You see places in California where a number of key Republicans are retiring or just not running, which is retiring. And some are even resigning, like in Pennsylvania, Charlie Dent. But a number of these districts, really, a number of these representatives, they don't want to face the fury. They don't want to face the type of voters that are going to vote them out and vote Democrats in, because this is exactly what Democrats did in 2010. A number of House retirements, which led to a Republican wave in the 2010 House elections, which is something that we're pointing to in 2018. Again, let's go back to this map. If we see a shift like this on a national level, the Democrats should have no problem at winning back the House of Representatives. Keep in mind, Donald Trump won here by 21%, yet the Republican challenger won around 5%. 5%. You can't really round to 6%, but it's just 5%. That's how much they won by compared to 21%. And that's considerable to change. So we could see in 2018, this is not the 2018 map. Obviously, it's the 2020 electoral map. But we could see a state like Arizona possibly become a blue state in 2020 based on what we see and the warning signs we see in the 2018 midterms. Obviously, 2010 did not turn out to be a Mitt Romney victory in 2012. A lot of things can change, but you cannot deny the fact that Democrats are doing well in these special elections and that a number of these races are going to become more competitive just based on the fact that the Democrats have more energy on their side. And the same way the Republicans had the Tea Party, the Democrats have a coalition that started off with millions of people and it's branching off. The Tea Party started off with 100 or so people and it branched off into millions. So imagine the Democratic Party with millions already. They can really branch off their base and win a number of key races. And I don't think it'll be like a Democratic landslide, 10 to 15% of the national vote. I really don't think that's what's going to happen. But I see a Democratic recapture of the House of Representatives, and it's becoming increasingly more likely, and it's something we'll likely see in 2018. If this shift on a national level or in states like Arizona, we could see a number of House races flip, and that's not good for the GOP. These are the warning signs, these special elections. Republicans typically do better in special elections and off years because of the fact that they're off years, and Democrats really only vote majorly in presidential elections. That's just how it's been. But now the Democrats are excited, and that's something that should worry Republicans. Republicans are at a point where it's not going to really be the best thing for them if they have incumbents retire or if they have someone not running for a key Senate race, such as Arizona, Tennessee, possibly even Nevada, or possibly even another race in Arizona, the same state we're talking about right now. Again, this race should have never been competitive. It should have never gotten down to this margin. The Republican won the last election by over 30%, and Donald Trump won here by over 20%. And now it's down to 5%. And we still have a couple months to go leading up to 2018. The damage is being dealt towards the Republican Party. Paul Ryan is retiring. We see a number of warning signs for the GOP. They should really start directing their resources towards the United States Senate and the governor elections, because those are going to be key when it comes to redistricting. The House, not so much. It's not going to be as important. But when we go to the power of the United States Senate, that's where a number of things are starting to get hotly contested. The House, the Republicans have a great majority in their favor. The Senate, they have a majority by 2. And two senators, I'm not even going to pronounce it, but Suzanne Collins, both of them consistently oppose the president, and not consistently, but I mean on confirming on things that actually matter. I'm not saying the other things don't matter, but I'm saying on the things that are extremely important, the things that talk about who joins the new administration or who comes into the administration. People like Rand Paul, these are the names that keep coming around in the mainstream media because the other Republicans are on board. But now the majority has slimmed down to a point where they have to worry about these people. When the Democrats had a majority of 58 at a point 59, and for an hour, 60 to 40, they really didn't need to worry about 1 or 2 or 3 blue dog Democrats voting against them. But now the Republicans have come to a point where these liberal-type Republicans or moderate-type Republicans are really jeopardizing their majority and making them look bad, which is why they have to accustom to a number of the demands from these Republicans. The House, they really need to worry about, because if they lose the Senate, they have no backup in the House anymore. 2018 will probably be a year where the Democrats will win the House, judging based off these numbers and numbers from other elections. And the Republicans, again, should worry about that, because if they're not going to win in the House, where do they go? The United States Senate? Well, they're probably not going to expand their majority that much in the Senate. They may actually lose seats, and that's not good for them for obvious reasons. If they can't have the House, they can't have the Senate. What about the governor elections? Well, those are becoming more competitive. They no longer have a majority based off safe-rated states, and states like my state of Maryland, which has an extremely popular and, in my opinion, great governor, he's rated as a toss-up state now. So we see, and he's the second most popular governor in the United States, yet his race is toss-up. That really shows the firm opposition against the president, because my governor, he's, in my opinion, an amazing governor, and I really see the trend against the president. Although my governor, Larry Hogan, may be doing well for the state of Maryland, the people of America are holding Republicans accountable, not Donald Trump, because he's no longer on the ballot. The only way to get a message to him are these special elections, these governor elections, and now coming up the House and Senate midterm elections. So we're definitely going to see something towards the Democrats, but there's no definite answer yet. But keep in mind these numbers. Keep in mind the shift from the 2016 presidential election. A number of pundits said we're not going to see that shift in Arizona yet it happened. We're not going to see that in Pennsylvania yet it happened. We're not going to see it in Georgia. We're not going to see an extremely big race for the Democrats in Virginia. It's going to get narrow. It didn't. New Jersey, it didn't. Wisconsin Supreme Court election, the Democrats now, not really the Democrats, they're all nonpartisan, but the liberal-leaning judge is now in the 4-3 Wisconsin Supreme Court, and it used to be 5-2 with conservatives to liberals, but now it's 4-3, and we're seeing the warning signs. The GOP is at a point where they really need to either start focusing their funds elsewhere or finding a new face of their political party that isn't tweeting 7 times a day. Because Donald Trump so far is not helping these Republican candidates. He may do well at getting out the base to vote, but until then, he's not helping them right now. And that's probably going to hurt them, because he's not so easily going to endorse a number of these people just based on the fact that they have opposed him time and time again. And I understand that he doesn't want to throw his support to someone who won't support him in the Senate or House, but if these are key races, he's going to have to make a decision. And if he doesn't, then the Democrats are probably going to win that one. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below. If you didn't see the Arizona special election results, my live stream is pretty much, I think it's in my uploads folder. I didn't see it there myself, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, so again, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.